You know that feeling of pure dread when your 5 a.m. alarm goes off? For years, I thought conquering my morning routine was a battle of willpower, and I was losing badly. It was just constant fight against my own snooze button. Now, what if I told you it wasn't about forcing yourself to get up, but it was tricking your brain into getting up using science? Seriously, no willpower required. You'll be able to get up, no problem at all, in no time. Let's chat about it. How do tech lovers, entrepreneurs, and busy freelancers stay productive without drowning in bad tech, apps, or chaos? That's the question, and this YouTube channel will give you the answers. My name is Nick, and this is Let's Chat Tech with Nick. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick Russell, and this is Let's Chat Tech with Nick. Today I want to talk about how I get up every morning at 5 a.m. to do my 7 a.m. walk, and how I absolutely love it. Doesn't bother me getting up at 5 in the morning at all. And I'm going to talk about the tech and app that I use and the science behind how I created the habit to get up at 5 in the morning. Now let's start off with the science behind forming habits. And to form a habit, it's called the habit loop. It's the trigger, it's the routine, and it's the reward. Now the first one is the trigger. That's kind of simple. Something that triggers you to start a habit. Now, for example, getting up in the morning to walk 7 kilometers, my trigger is my Google Nest Hub alarm. So I use the Google Nest Hub and I use the sunrise alarm. So at 5 a.m., my alarm or my Google Nest will start to get brighter. At 5:15 is when the alarm actually goes off. It triggers a routine where it turns on the light on my bedside table, and then it triggers a morning routine where it tells me the weather, what I have on my schedule, and a whole list of things like that. So that's the trigger that actually gets me out of bed. Now, let's talk about the routine. So this trigger starts the routine where I get up, I get ready, I put on my workout gear, my walking clothes, and my Spigen fanny pack, and I actually get out and go for the walk. So that involves me turning on my walking workout using the Galaxy Watch 4, which tracks in my Samsung Health app, and then getting out and doing whatever route I pick for that morning. For example, one of the routes I walk along the Detroit River here in Windsor. So the actual routine is getting up and physically going out for the walk. Now, lastly is the reward. This could be anything. You could reward yourself with a treat. You could reward yourself with knowing you hit a goal and celebrating that. For me, my reward is hitting a goal. So I want to hit that 7 kilometer goal, and I do have a step goal of 10,000 steps. So as long as I get around 8,000, and then throughout the day, since I'm usually sitting at the desk most of the day, the last 2,000 is pretty easy to get. But as long as I hit that goal of 7 kilometers in the morning, and I take a photo while I'm out on my walk, and I post that to my stories online so people can see. And it's a way to hold myself accountable every morning, but it's also a reward because let's face it, everybody likes to get likes on social media, and me posting my accountability photo gets a lot of traction. People like it, encourage me. So that's the reward I get from doing this. So you do this habit loop every single day. Instead of becoming a chore, it becomes a habit. Okay, if Marvel could have a mid-credit scene, I could have a mid-video call to action. Now, if you're enjoying this video and you like tech and productivity videos, feel free to like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. And let's continue on with the video. Now let's talk about the tech side and what I use for my walking routines and what helps me keep these habits going. So I'm a Samsung user. There's no secret there. And I have my Galaxy Watch 4. Now the Galaxy Watch 4 connects to the Samsung Health app, and I use the workout for that to track all of my fitness, whether I'm out on my bike, whether I'm walking, whether I'm doing a 5K, anything like that. It tracks all of that. Now, within the app, it actually has something that motivates me even more, and that's the Together challenges. So in this, you could either have challenges with your friends, whether it be reaching a certain distance or walking the most steps. But for me, I like using the monthly challenges that Samsung have set. So for example, in August, or every month, you have to hit a 200,000 step goal by the end of the month. And within each of those challenges, there's small little goals to hit as you make your way through that. So when you go into the Samsung app, you're going to go into the Together area. And then, for example, August is Green Tea August is the theme. So it's a green background with the panda. But in this challenge, there's a 20,000 step goal, 35, a 70, a 100,000 step goal. As I'm filming this, the next goal I have to reach is the 150,000 step goal, which I should do in a couple days. And then reaching the 200,000 step goal for the month. And then after that, it shows your progress all the way up to either the 30% of people or the 10% of people that have passed those finish lines. But the first finish line is passing that 200,000 step goal, and you're good to go for the month. And with Samsung Health, you're able to go into your workout and you can share whatever data you want to share, whether it be the distance you went, how many steps you hit. You can even have the map of your walking or running route. You can use a preset photo that Samsung has, or if you're like me, I like to take selfies while I'm out by the water or a cool area of my walk. Take a selfie and I share that as my accountability. Now, when it comes to your daily and weekly routines, and when it comes to work, this is something I use Notion for. Now, starting off your day, one of the biggest routines that will help is actually planning out your entire day. And you could use your weekly routine to plan out your week to help with this as well. So I'm going to start with what I do at the beginning of the week and then how it helps me every single day. So the first thing is the trigger could be opening up your laptop to start planning. And your routine, going through your weekly review and planning session. The reward could be a number of things. Get a treat, or knowing that your week is already planned out so you don't have to worry and scramble to find what needs to get done and when. So for me, when I do my weekly review, I review the previous week and I use Notion for that. And then I go through every single day and I jot down all of my meetings and all of the major tasks that have to get done that week. So I plan all of that out. And then I use that as my reference to time block using Todoist. That goes right into my Google Calendar. So everything has a home. I know what needs to get done and I get it done easily. Now, my morning routine, I start my first morning routine with that walk. Get ready for the day after. And then I sit down at my desk and I do a number of things in the morning to make sure I have a productive and successful day. So the first thing is I have a cool Notion cover that I always make up. I started with the Bitmojis. Now I use ChatGPT to create really cool cartoon characters for creating content and doing different tasks that I do throughout the day. So create my cover, and then I talk about what my intentions are for the day. Then what I'm grateful for to kind of get me in that right mindset, as well as writing down an affirmation. Now, the next step is I write down all of my meetings, all of my calls, anything important that I have to, that's not a task, but something I have to attend. I write that down on the right-hand side. Now the fun part, writing down all of the important tasks that I have to get done. And yes, it's already in my Todoist, in my task list, but physically typing or writing, if you use pen and paper, writing your tasks, get what you need to get done that day fresh in mind. And then I use the Eat the Frog method. I break down my to-do list, I prioritize it to the top 3 tasks, the top three frogs that I have to tackle. So the hardest, the biggest task first, second, the third, and then the rest of the list gets pretty easy. Now, after reading the Make Time book, I have one highlight task that I have, and I've added that into my Notion planner. So the highlight task is a task that is the task you look forward to the most. It could be your biggest task or something that's a little more fun, but something that you want to get done that day, and it will also make your day a productive day. So doing that every day, it sets me up for a successful day, planning out your week. And then there are also the monthly, the quarterly, and yearly review and planning sessions that I have in this template that help me be more productive. And these are all built in to my routines. It's not something that I need to do. It's something that I have. It's a habit, and I automatically do it every morning, every Sunday, the last Sunday of every month, and the first Sunday going into a new quarter. I do all of this. So that's all I have for you this week. Creating those habits, using the habit loop, setting your trigger, going through the routine, and having the reward at the end. And whatever that is, use the habit loop to start forming those habits. And it's not going to be easy, and especially after you break a habit, getting back into it isn't easy. But once you create those habits and you stick with it, it's going to be so much better for you in the long run. Whether that be something with fitness, with work, or in your personal life, that's an easy way to create those habits. So with that said, if you want to get the Notion planner I talked about, I will put the link in the description of the video. And with that, hopefully you got a little bit out of it. Like, share, comment, all that other fun stuff, and I'll see you on the next video.